Welcome, everyone. This is Dr. Colosimo, and I want to welcome you to a new edition that we are starting this week for the school year called the Weekly Juan Diego. Every week, we will attempt to provide information about life at Juan Diego. I'm joined today with 4 students representing each of the 4 classes at Juan Diego: freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. Today is Friday, the end of the second full week of school, and we've had a lot of changes at Juan Diego, and I thought we would just start this week by asking students what their thoughts are about it. So I'll begin with our freshmen, and it's hard for you to talk about like changes at Juan Diego, but maybe what you can speak to is like, what's your experience of Juan Diego been so far in the first 2 weeks?
So my name's Sophia Simon, and it's been an incredible experience. And I think just being in my past 7 years of public school, it's been a huge difference transferring to Juan Diego.
What school were you in last year?
I was actually in Elk Ridge Middle School.
Why did you come to Juan Diego?
I wanted to actually just feel the new experience, and my parents also wanted me to go there too, where I was so excited just to stay with my friends also that I made from my last year who was going to Juan Diego.
Did you have uniforms at your old school?
No, not at all.
So what's it been like wearing uniforms?
It's actually been really nice. I don't have to pick outfits. I don't have to worry about what other people think about what I look like, so that's probably one of my favorite things.
Yeah, good. Let's talk to our sophomore. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Tyler Langrick.
Have you been a student at Juan Diego?
Yeah, I have.
Give us a little of your background. Did you come from our middle school?
I came from our middle school.
When did you start at the Skaggs Catholic Center?
I started in 4th grade.
So you've been here from the 4th grade through the 10th grade?
Yeah.
So you were in our elementary school, our middle school, and now our high school?
Yeah.
So you've been around, so you kind of know the lay of the land. What's been unusual for you this year as we started the school year?
I find the new schedule, it's a little bit hard to keep track of sometimes with the 3 periods and then lunch. You find myself lost where I'm going most of the time, but I'm getting through it. I'm adapting, so.
I agree with you. I mean, it's one thing to get one schedule down, but it seems like we have 7 or 8 schedules. It seems like it's a different schedule every single day.
It does.
There's a lot to learn there.
Yeah.
And some of that's because of the changes the diocese has made with how they want to train teachers, and some of it is because of all this construction that's going on at school. And hopefully we'll get used to it and it'll be a better situation as time goes on.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk to our junior.
My name is Adam Williams.
And Adam, tell us about your background. How long have you been on campus?
So I've been on campus since semester 2 of 9th grade. And the reason I came here semester 2 is because I moved semester 1 from Washington State, which I lived there for 14 years before I came to Utah.
So you came in the middle of your freshman year?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so you've been here, a year and a half, and now you're starting your third year almost.
Correct, yeah.
So why did you move to Utah?
The biggest reason my family moved to Utah is because we wanted to change from Washington State. One, it was because of the weather. In Washington, it always was raining. We were actually going to move to Washington, D.C. was another choice, but I wanted to move to Utah, and I made a list of reasons why we should, and my family liked it, so that's why.
So you want out?
Yeah. Correct, yeah.
And so was it a good decision to come?
I think it was, especially to come to Juan Diego, because we were looking at the 3 Catholic schools in Utah: St. Joseph, Judge, and Juan Diego. We first toured Juan Diego, which we loved the most, and I remember it was on Christmas Day that we had to decide, and me and my sister took votes, and we both picked Juan Diego.
So you had a year and a half of Juan Diego the old way, and now you've had 2 weeks of Juan Diego the new way. Like, what is it that you've noticed that has changed or is different?
I think some things that have changed are the phone issues, because I remember last year and freshman year especially, my class, there was a lot of people that struggled with the phone issue. Like, a lot of them would take it out during class or sneak it out. But now with the phone pouches coming out, I think that's a great idea to make sure that students are just focused on schoolwork and their academic careers.
Okay, so say to everybody what the phone pouch is going to be. Like, have you heard about that as Ms. Fankhauser talked a little bit about it?
She kind of has talked about it, but not much. What I've heard is that you have to keep your phone in at all times during the school day, and then you could take it out after school, if I'm correct.
So our policy for the last 6 or 7 years has been that we don't use our phone during the school day from 8 to 3. You can use it before school, you can use it after school. But phones are addicting, and they have a way of finding themselves out in front of students, like during class time, during lunch. And so this pouch that we're going to participate in is just a secure device that allows students to keep the phone inside the pouch. So it kind of will just continue the cell phone policy, but make it easier for them to be not so tempted to be using their phone.
Right.
You know, it's not like phones are bad or anything. It's just that we have found that they're very distracting to the learning. So it's fine to have it before school and after school and for emergencies. But during the school day, we've had a 6 or 7 year policy of just trying to keep our phones out of sight, out of mind, so that the learning can occur.
Yeah,
Great.
which
So
I
that's
agree with. Because for myself as a junior, 16, phones are really distracting for me, especially when I come home. I'm always on it, and I don't usually have time.
You
to
know,
get
I
more.
feel the same way. There's something about phones that just, I don't know what it is. It's just that so much of your life is inside of a phone these days, you know, and there's a lot of entertainment and games and news.
Right, yeah.
And in addition to like the typical things like being able to communicate with others, you know. So they're a very powerful device, but they may actually be too powerful because they kind of take over your life, you know.
Right, I agree.
So this is just a chance for you to kind of just be a student and just, you know, interact with your peers and not let that phone be so distracting to you.
Yeah.
Well, good. Pass it on to yours. Introduce yourself.
I'm Nina Williams. I'm a senior, and this is my second year at Juan Diego.
So you came as a junior.
Yes.
Where'd you come from?
I also came from Washington State and was in public school there my whole life. Started in like preschool through sophomore year there, like the same school district. So, and then I moved to Utah.
So you started the beginning of your junior year.
Yes.
So you were here all last year, and now this is the beginning of your senior year.
Yes.
Why did you choose Juan Diego when you came here? Was it similar to?
It's kind of like a complicated story, but I was supposed to go to Corner Canyon, and just like stuff happened, and like kind of like last minute, my dad decided to like tour this school, and we ended up really liking it. And I was kind of just like put here because also like my dad went to Catholic school when he was a kid, like when he was growing up, and so I think he also just wanted me to have like a Catholic education
Of that
experience.
experience. So you'd never been a private school or a Catholic
No.
school student in Washington.
No, never.
You came to Utah, you were going to the public school system, and then what kind of was it a culture shock to come to Juan Diego last year in the 11th grade, or does it seem pretty normal as a school, but we do these kind of unusual things as a Catholic school? Like, what was it like?
I wouldn't say it's a culture shock. I would just say it was definitely an adjustment to make, not in a bad way, just like it was a little like different, you know, like wearing the uniform, never done that before. The phone policy, you know, I kind of violated that. If I'm being honest, it was like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's hard.
That was hard to adjust to, but it wasn't like a culture shock.
A lot of it's the same. It kind of feels like a normal school. It acts like a normal school. And then every so often you realize, oh, okay, no, this is a very distinctly like private school thing. And then this is a very distinctly Catholic school thing that
Yes.
you would never experience. But day to day, like a lot of it seems fairly normal to you.
Yeah, just like things like mass and stuff was different, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's good. Good. Well, I want to thank you all for being here. And you've been through 2 full weeks, and we might kind of circle back in a few months to see like how it's been different since this interview when we talk to you in the future. But thanks for coming, and that's our first edition of Weekly Juan Diego. It's Friday of the second week of school, and we'll air this in the next couple of days, and we'll see what happens. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.